Whose idea was it to have a convention in the fucking desert? I went to Furality, Umbra, and I had a good time. I got to meet a bunch of new people, I got to dance my ass off at a lot of raves, and I had a piece of plastic and metal stuck to my face for 40 hours out of the weekend. By the end of Sunday, my face fucking hurt, and I had to pop like a bunch of pain meds for a giant ass headache, and I would do it all over again. And if you're anything like I was a couple months ago, you're probably wondering, A, why the fuck would you go to a convention in virtual reality, and B, how the fuck does that even work? And C, why am I yelling? I have the microphone right here. It's not like I'd be any quieter when I'm this far away. And I'm gonna answer all those questions while going over my personal experience with Furality Umbra, but first I need to find a better spot to plot my ass, because this shit's uncomfortable. The only way to get to any of the instances that actually have the events and the meetups and the clubs and everything is through the Furality website, and this is what it looks like. There's a few different areas, but this is the Explore page, which is where you're able to say, oh, you wanna go to Club F.Y.N.N? Here's a list of places that you can go to for Club F.Y.N.N activities. You got an event coming up, wanna get there quickly? Click the event stage button. I'm not your fucking dad. Once you're there, you can hit the quick join button, or you can look at the specific list of instances if you want to find something with a few more people, or maybe somewhere there's a bit less people. And then we have the option to either join, which will get an invite sent to you, or join with party. Now you may be asking yourself, Camp, where were you on October 3rd of 1998? And also, what's the party functionality? Well, first of all, fuck you, those charges were dropped. And second of all, that's this shit right here. When you're in a party, the person who created that party, maybe it's you, maybe it's someone else, I don't know your fucking life, they're able to go to that instance list of fuck and then click the join with party button. And that sends invites to not just the party owner, but also everyone who's in said party. Or you can just hit the join button if you're a lonely schmuck. And then after that, you just gotta wait for the invite. Sorry, after that, you just gotta wait. Okay, after you are you fuck? As you can probably guess, the website did have a little bit of trouble trying to deal with 21,000 people at the same time. So the map is one of the ways you can join shit, but you can also check the schedule. If you take a quick gander at the schedule, you can kind of see everything and how it's sorted. There's normally one event, 2 meetups, and 1 club event happening all at the same time. If you click one of the things on the schedule, there's gonna be an option that says auto join or whatever the fuck. It'll send you an invite 10 minutes before the event starts. For me, I mostly use it just as a way to remind myself, because when you do the quick join thing, it just kind of picks a random instance and just invites you to it. So you don't know if you're about to join a lobby that's like almost completely full or one that's completely empty. I'm not sure like what metrics they use when it came to assigning you an instance to join. I think it is just better to go into the specific instance list, find one with a suitable amount of people that you think would be cool to be around, and then just fuck it, just go in. And the event stages, doesn't matter what instance you go to, it's all the same shit. The way that it works is that the panelists and everything do happen live, but they're a 2D projection that gets broadcast to all the event instances. So in reality, they are performing to about like thousands of people, but it looks like it's just the 30 or so of you that are in your particular instance. And I think it's very cool. It's cool. While you're in one of the instances, no matter what it is, if it's a meeting, event, club, whatever, you're obviously not allowed to invite anybody. You can try to hit the send invite button, but ain't shit gonna fuck. In order to get someone to join off of you, they have to go onto the website themselves, go to the friends tab, and then click the join button next to your name, which although it does involve going into an entirely different website, it's actually surprisingly streamlined. When the site isn't being overrun by tens of thousands of people, it's pretty easy to just like go to the friends page, hit join, get an invite, and then boom, you're in. I'm trying to think, is there anything else important? I think that was everything. Furality. What the fuck did I do there? Thursday was a very short day. 9 p.m., me, Livy, and Kyla all got on a little bit early, and we decided to check out a game roll before the opening ceremony starts. We played better Uno, and I almost beat Kyla to death. No, it's mine! The first thing I attended was the 10 p.m. opening ceremonies. I say 10 p.m. in quotes because it actually started at like 10:45. It was fine. It was mostly the chairman coming up being like, yo, thank you for attending. Have a good weekend. Don't die. Then I spent the rest of the night at Club F.Y.N.N. When I saw a couple artists there. There was Artifacts who did some really dope hard style shit. And then there was Half-Bit who played a variety of stuff and also moved like a goddamn magician. What a funky little cat. They have some swag for the rest of it. What the fuck is this? Right off the bat, I gotta say, Club F.Y.N.N. was fucking insane. I don't think I've seen an actual like rave or dance environment like that, either virtually or in real life. I gotta give a massive shout out to Nullrough because holy shit, they killed it with the lights. That shit was absolutely insane. Friday, I slept until noon and then hopped on for the Making Better VRC Avatars panel. It showed me how to actually optimize my shit and also gave me a bunch of free tools that I could just use to click buttons and make my shit better, which is ideally how I want to do things. Despite my fascination with VR, 3D modeling scares me, but maybe in the far distant future, I'll be able to make this avatar that I've been rocking forever somewhere below the holy shit, what the fuck is wrong with you performance ranking. Me and Levy stayed in the event stage, and we stuck around for the 2 p.m. Had to Be a Director panel, which I realized shortly after starting was not How to Be a Film Director. I don't know why I thought that's what it was. It was still very interesting. It was talking about the different ways that you kind of direct and organize this convention, and the way they have everything set up for Furality is pretty structurally sound. At least from what I saw. A lot of stuff they talked about, I don't, in one ear and out the other. I'm the least organized motherfucker to live. So after that point, I took off my stuff to let it charge for a little bit, because I forgot to do it last night, and then we hopped back on at 6 for... What the fuck was the name of the... Hold on. There is pain in the world, but not at this con. Furry and the Parareal. And that was an interesting panel. I don't know if I learned much per se, but it was really thought-provoking. The fact that you kind of have the real world and then the social media algorithms that want to make your life fucking miserable, but then there's like a secret third thing. And that's what this convention kind of is. It's not malignantly constructed algorithms designed to make you start doom scrolling and hating your life. It's kind of the opposite. Probably my favorite part of that whole panel is this really out of context clip.
Our protagonist, Dimitri, expresses his deep fear and loathing for Osama bin Laden.
And then after this, 7 p.m. on Friday, we finally decided to go to the dealer's den. Except we didn't, because it was delayed. So instead, we went to Club F.Y.N.N, and I saw some more stuff. We saw DJ CampRants. I don't think I've ever said their name out loud, shit. Who did some liquid drum and bass, which is my fucking bread and butter. Shit actually got me inspired to start writing a little bit of music again. Here's a quick sample. And that's all you get, because it doesn't sound that good, and I will make it better later. After that DJ set, we went back over to the event stage where Whispers was doing a concert. I had never heard of this artist in my entire life. Normally when I think of music written by furries, I think of this.
All the single furries, all the single furries.
Or something like this. So my standards for that kind of music are already on the fucking floor, but the Whispers concert was actually just good music. It's very interesting and very fascinating, and I feel like it's one of the artists that feels like they're actually talking to me, because it is very like tech-savvy, VR-centric, and also talking about the awkward dating life of, presumably for most queer people on the internet, but I feel like he was talking about me personally. His setup was crazy. Like, I saw an Instagram reel. He had like a microphone set up, like right into his headset, and he was holding the guitar and the words. The controllers were just like around his wrist to make room for the guitar and everything. That was cool. That's a futuristic sounding, looking cool, looking ass, looking thing. The whole concert ended with him getting us to howl to the tune of Riptide by Vance Joy.
We can howl together.
No.
Actually, what time is it? Okay, my roommates aren't asleep yet.
Oh shit.
Everything is so out of sync, it's beautiful. Back to Club F.Y.N.N we go, and I was watching someone do a metal set. You may be wondering how the fuck a DJ metal set works, and to be honest, I still don't know, but I was still there bobbing my head and shit. I'm not like a huge metalhead myself, but the environment was awesome, and I love the way, like, there was a little bit of like heart style stuff in there too, and some electronic elements, but for the most part, it stayed true to like metal stuff. And I can't speak too much on what metal stuff is, because it's not a genre I'm familiar with. One of my favorite parts is when they tried to form a mosh pit, and it didn't work at all.
Let me see the biggest pit I've ever seen at Furality. Go!
Finally, at 10 p.m., the dealer's den was scheduled to open, so we all made our way there, except for we didn't do that because it was delayed until tomorrow at noon. I heard some whispers while I was in Club F.Y.N.N that apparently the reason it was being delayed this long is that for some reason the floor colliders weren't working, so people were just spawning into the world and then just falling through to their death. I don't know if that's true at all, but I like to think that's true because that's a really funny sight. Imagine going to try and find some new avatars and then you just fall into the back rooms every time. No, but instead of that, I just stayed at Club F.Y.N.N for the rest of the night, met up with a couple people, had a few good times. I also saw Reverie, Raccoon, and Sand Fear. They all made me bop my ass. Sibirism, my giat, Talai, Ohio. It was also a good excuse to show off the particles that I had and to have me realize that this outfit actually has audio link on it, which I didn't realize. Oh, my audio link looks sick as fuck. So I got off VR at about 1:30ish in the morning, and then I woke up again at 9 to go to the musicians meetup. Except for I didn't. I slept in. I don't know. I woke up at like 9:30 and I was like, I could probably still get on in time to catch the tail end of it, but no, I didn't. I also tried to go to the dog meetup at 11, but I decided not to because I'm not a dog as much as you motherfuckers want me to be one. Finally, after waiting until noon the next day, we got to take a look at the dealer's den. It was very cool. Got to see a couple no, I'm just kidding. It got delayed again. What, you thought the full change in scenery meant that it was true? Fuck no. After realizing the dealer's den was closed again and losing all my faith in humanity, we went to the choreography breakdown in VRC, which was fucking fascinating. It was a really interesting thing to witness live because you were watching people from across the pond, across these different continents, all syncing up to be able to choreograph fight scenes and everything together that look genuinely real, like they're actually in the same fucking room. Mad credit to the person who hosted it. I don't remember your name right now, but it was incredible work that you did. 1 p.m. I finally went to my first ever meetup, the videography meetup. I met a couple cool people there. They seemed like nice Impoggies individuals. This is actually the first time I had actually gotten into a meetup, so getting to see the world was really nice. I will say it was funny because I think there was a glitch in the meetup world or something like that. Maybe there was like some weird version versioning happening because half the people were ghosts. Like I remember talking to the people that I was with in this room that only had like us and me in it. And then I got a message from Levy being like, I'm standing right beside you. Why can't you see me? And I was like, oh shit, I'll rejoin so that way it'll like do VR chat's magical thing and actually make me able to see you. No. Oh, I got to see everybody all right. But they stopped seeing me. I don't know how the fuck this happens. I was just kind of there slapping Levy in the face, like trying to get him to check his Discord so we could actually work out what's going on. But that's all right though. That was my meetup for the day, and then we immediately went over to Funny Dance Club F.Y.N.N World. We formed a murder on the dance floor where like 7 people got into like Raven avatars and we just flew around. At this point, I took a small break to just like let my shit charge and all that fun stuff. And then at 6 p.m. I got back on for informational techno. While sounding a little bit confusing, it is still exactly what it sounds like. Some dude just downloaded a tutorial for Udon, which is a programming thing in VR chat, and he just resampled it and made a like 40-minute long techno song with it. I'm learning so much about Udon right now. Back to Club F.Y.N.N I go, where I saw xoxo. This was a funky little bird doing his funky little dances to some UK garage and house, and I loved it. Probably one of my favorite sets. And it's also how I learned Jeremy Blake, the YouTuber who runs the channel Red Means Recording, is a furry. But that was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, we had to leave early. At that point, me, Levy, and Kyla were all on, and we were invited to the community showcase shit. For those of you who didn't know or didn't watch the showcase, like the bunch of losers that you are, I was in the community showcase. I was able to bring Levy and Kyla into a special creators-only instance where all of us who submitted a thing would be able to watch it together. It was a lot of fun. I had a good time watching everyone's submissions. If the showcase is up by the time this video goes live, check the description because it is totally worth your time to check out. Seriously, I have said it multiple times in Discord and on Blue Sky and in the YouTube community post, but it truly was an honor to be able to have my stuff showcased alongside so many like spectacularly talented people. Like everything I saw was so great. We had a little after party where we got a group photo taken, and while I was there, someone recognized me, like from my channel. My mind was blown. I didn't know that was a thing that could happen. This is the first time I think I've like talked to someone who I wasn't already friends with about my YouTube. I don't know, it just felt very cool because I remember watching the community showcase and thinking, oh, this dude's thing is really freaking good. And then he comes up to me afterwards and tells me that he likes my So finally, at 11 p.m. on Saturday, I was able to go to the dealer's den. Onward, noble steed. The dealer's den actually went live not too long afternoon. It went live at about like 3 p.m. on the Saturday, but I'd already gotten off at that point to let my shit charge and to get ready for all the events I had to go to on Saturday anyway. Flap. I'm a bird, motherfuck. I was gonna go to the photography meetup that was happening directly after the showcase, but because there was like a little after party and the community showcase was also delayed by a little bit, I decided to just go straight to the dealer's den from there with Levy and Kyla.
There's the dinner tea around.
You know I have a name, right? I found a couple avatars I like. This was one of them. I guess I'm not holding a mic anymore, whoops. I actually ran into one of the people who designed something on, I don't know, I forget. Apparently they know the avatar creator, so they took a photo with me and were just like, yo, look at this dude wearing yo shit. And I'm like, look at me, I'm wearing yo shit. There's also this one called the Stone Construct, which is kind of cool. I don't know why I'm showing these avatars off in this world. The lighting is a little bit shit, but whatever. Point being, I found a bunch of cool stuff there. As we closed down midnight with another couple of sets at Club F.Y.N.N, I was in heaven. Even on the instances where the audio kept crashing. Oh no. And so Sunday, I decided to make the absolute most of the convention that I probably could for the rest of the time by sleeping through the first 3 events. It's not my fault, okay? I'm a sleepy little EB boy. But anyway, I got on at about 3 to go to the Wolf, Coyote, and Jackal meetup, and I didn't really enjoy any of it. It's not to say they were bad or that there were bad people there. It was a combination to me being a socially awkward, gross piece of shit, and also in the 3 instances that I went to, there was always someone just openly like streaming to Twitch, which I didn't really, I'm not gonna say I felt uncomfortable with it, but I wasn't trying to be in the business of just like appearing in someone else's like media when I was just trying to like potentially meet other people. Like at the videography meetup, I don't think anyone was recording there and it felt a lot more relaxed. I don't know, I just rather go to a meetup to just like chill and get to know people and not like scare them off with me like filming stuff, you know what I mean? So yeah, I bounced between a few of those instances before deciding to just chill out in the lobby until the fireworks show happened. It was beautiful, I absolutely fucking loved it and it was great. But then I saw a recording later that had like an aurora borealis and like shooting stars going through the sky, and I just didn't see that. Were they like not done by the time I first, because I went to see them like right when they started at like 4 p.m. and they looped every half hour, so like did I just catch them before they were done being made? I don't know. Either way, it was absolutely beautiful. It was a breathtaking sight. You could tell they put a lot of work into making the fireworks for this. The way that synced up with the music was beautiful. After that, me and Levy were chilling talking to a dude, and then Levy's power went out. So that wasn't fun. He was pretty heartbroken about it, but I still kept powering through, and I spent the next 5 hours at Club F.Y.N.N because I'm a slut for dances. Today was the last day I'd be able to see any of the DJs live, and I tried to stay for as much as I could, even though at one point my legs got kind of tired, so I went to the other end of the room and I decided to sit down like a lazy piece of shit. Well, Give me a fucking break. I've been dancing this whole weekend. Yeah, shut the fuck up, me. No one asked you. Anyway, there was Coyote who did some rhythm stuff.
Fight!
There was an artist playing J-Core, which I had never heard of at all, but once I heard a little bit of a set, I was like, yeah, no, that sounds like J-Core. I also remember on Sunday I was dancing my ass off and like recording myself a little bit for B-roll, and I didn't realize that there was a camera operator standing right next to me, so I really hope I didn't get in their way. Met up with a few more people, that was fun, and we all decided to go together to the eclipse viewing, which was at 10 p.m. The eclipse viewing was a little bit funny because I had thought that it was going to be like the totality eclipse that happened like a couple months ago if you were in North America when the sky just went completely dark for a few minutes. It was still a beautiful sight and the sky was still getting darker, but for some reason in my mind I was hellbent on everything going dark like it was during the fireworks show. So I was just like dragging people around being like, guys, it's gonna reach totality any second. Look at the sky. It's actually like getting darker, but no, I'm just insane. That said, it was still beautiful though. I cannot praise the people who made and developed the worlds enough, because like even the fact that you had the sun that was like slowly going over the other sun at the same time across all the worlds and it was like synced, like that's cool. Like that's really fucking cool. And I really hope that there's other VR chat events that incorporate like little details like this, because they do go a long way. So after the eclipse viewing, unfortunately it was time for the closing ceremonies. This is where we got to hear some stats, and although I haven't been to a Furality before, so I don't really have anything to really gauge, apparently it was like record-breaking numbers. There were over 21,000 attendees, which I think technically makes this the biggest convention ever attended, and the amount raised for charity was on the cusp of half of 100K. Which, now that I say it out loud, just sounds like I'm desperately trying to make it sound bigger than it is. It was a huge number. It was like 47,000. That is insane. So after the closing ceremonies ended and we were all in denial about the convention being over, we decided to go chill in the lobby for a bit as reality set in, because it was very sad. You know, it's weird. The human experience is weird, you know what I mean? Well, I mean, human, quote unquote. There was so much hype for it coming up, and there was so much anticipation for a thing that was going to be in the future, and then for 4 days we were experiencing it in the present, and now it's slungshot itself backwards into our past and into our memories. And that's fucked. We hung out in the lobby for a couple hours until I was literally falling asleep in my chair, and then I turned off the VR mode of my headset and I sat in the darkness of it for 5 minutes, because I was like, once I take this headset off, it's over. And then when I took the headset off, sure enough, it was over. Overall, Furality Umbra was a fucking amazing experience, and I am definitely going back next year. Poggies. I might submit another thing to the next showcase, but I kind of don't know. The American Trash video has already gotten so much love that it would feel weird of me to submit something else and expect more when that slot could be taken by someone else who has an even bigger, better idea than what I made. Although I might make something for it though, just because it is something that really motivated me to actually get that shit done. If anyone here saw me at the convention and wanted to say hi, but they were too nervous, don't worry. I was also nervous, and I also probably wanted to say hi. That's why the meetups are so hard for me, man. I don't know. If they're like, pretty much everyone who I met and became friends with like knows about this. I need people to come up to me because I feel constantly like I'm impeding or being annoying to people, even if it's like an actual me. Not to, okay, I'm fucking trauma dumping, but I do think that was everything. Furality was fucking great, and this event was so worth spending all my patrons' monies on. You want to hear their names? Here we go. Gordon, Hakai Mono, Foxy Boy, Kylo95, Fox Named Ari, Alleycat VR, Jargy Roo, Theo Firefox, I'm scrolling, give me a second, Serialsaurus, Maddo Kalos, Beast King Barbaros, Uber Bounty, and Joel. As well, a special thank you to my supporters on Ko-Fi, Applejuice Dragon, Beast Churger, Dribby, Theo Firefox again, Gordon, Levy, Enjoy.tj, and Welcome the Wolf. I'm not going to say who it is in case you prefer to stay anonymous, but one of you is really bad with money and I appreciate it. I started the Ko-Fi a couple weeks ago because I need a little bit of extra cash, but I might leave it up just as an additional resource in case people don't want to do monthly payments but still want to support me in some way. If you do give me a one-time donation on Ko-Fi, no matter how big it is, your name will be listed for the rest of 2024 here. That's not a joke. I'm going to do it. And even if you don't support either, I don't care. You're still cool. I'm putting all this shit online for free. It's only fair that you get to see it for free. Only subscribe to my Patreon if you want to see early uploads or you're bad with money, or both. And I think that's about it. I cannot wait to start editing. This is Sunday. I meant to film this segment on like Thursday. Why have I procrastinated this fucking... I gotta get editing this shit. All right, bye.